to build an outdoor cat enclosure. This is what I did for my home so my cats would be able to enjoy it. I have 2 Manxes. They were indoor cats, and I needed them to be able to have that ability to go outside without being in danger of any wildlife or anything in the area. And this is what I did. Basically, I wanted to set it up so that I would have the enclosure next to my home. I would have a basement window that I'd be able to open, and for Cleo and Sammy, they'd be able to come and go out of here anytime that I did have the window open. So first of all, most importantly, you probably want to keep your costs down on this. What I did was I was able to get in on the Zellers, the closing out sale, their liquidation sale of their wire bins that they use, of course, to house beach toys and comforters and things like that. I used 7.5 bins, and I also used cable ties to secure all my bins together. Now I basically ended up redoing my entire unit about 3 times till I got it exactly to the way I wanted. And what I wanted to do in my case was I had a very small tree that was situated in front of the basement window. So I basically wanted to encase this tree, to which I was able to do. With these special bins, they're galvanized. I don't have to worry about them, of course, being exposed to weather conditions or anything deteriorating. They will stand up quite well. I wanted Sammy and Cleo to be able to enjoy this time outside, and I had it so that they would definitely have a certain amount of shaded area, and so that it'd be easy for them to get in and out of the enclosure. I don't like to call it a cage. I definitely like to call it an enclosure. I used an old camper step, basically so they could just come and go out of the window, which I found very easy. Sammy is a little bit older than Cleo, and this really helped her a lot to get in and out of there. As we go along the bin, I wanted them to be able to see out into the yard area, and I was able to take, using a baby's cushion from a feeding chair, I was able to use cable ties again to string this up to turn it into a hammock, so one of the cats would be able to lie in the hammock. Farther into the enclosure, I used something as simple as just a patio furniture piece so that it would give them a perching stand. You can use shelving. Now, in a lot of cases, people do use the shelving, and that's something I may consider in the future as well. I used a very old stool on the other side, so there would be provided another perching spot for the cats too. Now, I wanted to also mention some of the tools that you're going to need to get started on this. And like I mentioned before, you want to keep your costs down on this. So, check out the liquidation sales. Very important, especially for this type of material. You can basically get it for very little money. And the cable ties that you're going to need to tie the unit together, that's something you can purchase from the dollar store. And I'll just show you exactly what I've used here. You'll want to keep a lot of them on hand. I mean, 1,000 isn't even too many. I started off with 200, ended up purchasing twice that much just to get me started. So cable ties, a definite must. Try out finding this at your dollar stores. I used cutting pliers as well. When you cut your ends on your cable ties, very important, you want your cut ends to be on the outside of the cage. You don't want it anywhere near where it could gouge the cat's eyes, that it would endanger them in any way. So definitely use the cutting pliers for that. The rubber mallet, very important in this case. I was able to take my metal sections and pound them so that they were even into the ground. Now, depending, of course, on where you're going to situate your unit, and of course your gloves. Now, the thing is, you're going to have it so that you want your unit basically level. You want it secure. As I was going along, I had used one of the extra panels to brace it against the wall itself of the house to secure the roof of it. I also ended up using, you can see in the background, what looks like a planter, one of the planter holders. And I used this to brace the middle section. I actually ended up using even a bungee cord on it just to pull it up a bit. I thought it, would look pretty good. It matched the unit itself. And that's basically you want. You want it so that it's eye appealing. You want it so that it'll become a part of your home, not an eyesore, but you know, something that'll definitely just be almost a yard piece for you. Your cats will enjoy it. You'll enjoy watching them in it. It'll be just great. Now, as I go along to the side of it here, you can definitely see the tree has been encased in there. It's great. Cleo's about 11 months old, and now she is able to climb up on the branches and kind of perch up there too. So for the first time ever, she's able to enjoy the outdoors and to climb a tree. And here we go, just going in a little bit further. Another beautiful idea is to take catnip. Grow your catnip inside your enclosure, especially if you're going to do one that's partially on your lawn. That's what I did. I took the catnip, I grew it right inside along with cat grass. Very important. That's definitely something, you know, that they can enjoy as well. What I did in my case too is I kept the feeding bowls and the water out of the enclosure. The simple fact is, in case predators did come along, not to entice them, I left it in the basement in the home. The cats know where to go to get it. Kitty litter is another thing. For me, it's not an issue, and for most of you it won't be with indoor house cats. They're used to going to the litter inside your home. They will continue to do so. Very important. Just little things that you can put together in here. I used just a little carpet piece here to put in the corner, somewhere where they can perch in there. It's just a beautiful idea, and like I said, it's something that they enjoy, you enjoy so much. They're safe. They're safe from raccoons, they're safe from coyotes. The bears, you know, I've yet to deal with in this area where I'm at, but if these are things that you're having to deal with, definitely you want it so that they will be safe. Now, another thing I did on my enclosure, because I wasn't too sure on the holes on my bins, what the size would come out to be, I decided to double panel around the outside on the bottom half, where cats like to stick their head through. Just making the holes just small enough so that it is secure. Again, you're using the cable ties for all sections of the unit. And this is just, I think it's great. I mean, this is a case of your cat could be sleeping in the corner, a predator comes along, you know, something like a raccoon, and they're able to move away in time. They don't have to worry about claws coming at them or anything. And another thing I will point out, unrelated to the enclosure itself, but very important, please remember that your cat should have a leukemia shot. This is so important. You will have stray cats that will wander into your yard, and cats touch noses, and therefore that virus can definitely be transferred. So get that leukemia shot for those girls. Now here we go along the enclosure again. Very easy to make. And like I said, just simple things. If you're not going to use the shelving, put together a little hammock. That can be simply made too by using quilting materials and hooks. Anything like that that can be set in the cage. Little stands that they can perch on. Just wonderful. And again, you can see the cats are really enjoying it. So the thing is, if I go around to this side as well, I'll go back to where the window section is. What I did on mine was I definitely wanted to invert it. You can use any type of, basically any type of shape you want. For me, I wanted to go along the unit and make it so that my panels were even up into a certain point, and then I basically inverted it so it would just give a little bit more room in the front end of the enclosure, which is really quite nice. The view for them will be just perfect. Now, just going along the top half of the enclosure, you can see where it's just secure. It's just super secure. Again, like I mentioned, the cable ties, make sure the little bits, the ends, are to the outside. You don't want your cats to accidentally jump up, gouge their eyes, or anything like that. All along here, panels are met evenly. It's in my opinion, I love it. It's going to work great, and I feel very secure. And that's basically you want it. If your cats were outside, you wanted to leave your home, you're going to feel comfortable knowing that they're very safe. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, very little cost. Check out your liquidation centers. You're going to want to pick up things that were used for bins, as simple as that. Black wire units. In this case, I've used 7.5 of them, and it worked out just perfect. You can make it to any size you want. You can make even what's called little runways for them as well. That's another idea, and that's something I may work on myself next year. But again, very secure. It's just very easy, and I certainly hope this is something that you will be able to do in your own home to keep your indoor cats safe. Give them that little bit of extra in their life to be able to go outside, have some fun, and it'll be great. Thank you.